education is not just about job. It gives you maybe some better exposure. You have a chance to become a better person.
Hello and welcome to Up Close and Personal Season 2 here at InvokED Studio, where we dive deep into the heart of leadership, collective action and education equity. I'm your host Aishwarya, and today we have with us a leader who has redefined the role of dignity in development, Anshu Gupta.
Thank you.
Welcome, Anshu.
Thank you.
The founder of Gunj, often referred to as the clothing man of India, for his work in repurposing urban surplus for rural development. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting.
Now that we've set the stage, let's begin. I know, Anshu, a lot of people must have asked you this, but I'm going to ask you again, what inspired you to start Gunj?
So, I think first important thing is that Gunj happened to me. I didn't happen to Gunj. And that's important because our background is completely different. I mean, what we studied. I did my journalism that way and also a corporate job for some time. But then this entire, in my journalism days, when I used to roam around the roads and all that, and so some of the stories started troubling you. And one of the story was related to clothing. And the realization that how more people die in winters due to lack of clothing than even earthquake or floods. And how you talk about the three basic needs of humankind: roti, kapda, makan, food, cloth and shelter, but you don't, I mean, clothing is not a subject.
Right.
No one works on clothing. Clothing is a hardcore disaster relief material or a charitable subject object. And that's how it started. I mean, years 99 formally, 98 informally. And the whole idea was that how do we really collect this underutilized material and then how it reaches to the communities, villages especially, that was the target, in a non-charity way.
Right.
Okay? Because in my opinion, charity kills dignity of people. And if you want to get into any kind of development, without dignity, you cannot.
I'll pick up from there. You've always talked about dignity of giving. Can you also elaborate a bit around that?
I mean, I would even say that even the giving word is not correct. Right? It's about sharing. Each one of us has right on something, and some have more, some do not have. It's more of sharing. And especially, we started telling people that when we talk about our used material, right from cloth, utensil, footwear, door, window, whatever we want to give, in a way we are discarding it. We are giving it because we don't need it. Right? And if we give it in a decent way, if we share it in a decent way, then it's giving. Then it's still giving. But otherwise, it's not even giving.
Right.
It's a discard. Rather, we need to be thankful to the people who are using our used stuff.
Of course.
Because they are the keepers of our emotions, hard-earned money, time we have spent on that. Because every single thing we have, including this kurta or this jeans, I'm emotionally attached.
Right.
All of us are. Even with a small pen, our bag, a mobile cover, everything we're emotionally attached. So these are the people who are the keeper of those emotions. That's why it was important that we understand that it has to be shared, given in a certain way. Also, at the receiving end, that person hasn't come to you asking for it. You're going and doing it, right? It should not happen in a charitable way. And that's how this entire cloth for work model came up, where now people are digging well, cleaning ponds, making roads, hardcore water, sanitation, infrastructure work, and then receiving material. So in a way, you're not getting it, you're earning it. Yeah?
Makes sense.
So if I go tomorrow and say, this kurta belongs to me, person will say, yes, it is yours. But in this model of cloth for work, if I go and say, this kurta belongs to me, or I have given this kurta, so the person will say, it might be yours, but I've earned it. That is the game, what we are trying to change.
That's beautiful. I have visited one of your centers,
Yeah.
and I also saw a lot of women working with a lot of confidence and the sense of empowerment that it was giving them. How do you look at the whole idea of Goonj revolving around community empowerment, women empowerment.
Our entire work is around that, fine, because we are not defining anything. We are not going to hundreds and thousands of villages and saying every village will have a road. No. We are not debating on need or want. We are asking the community, the group, to decide what is their priority, organize themselves, work on it, right? And settle all those local disputes of caste, community, blah, 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 whatever. And in our 26 years of experience, we know that they can solve it. I think it's often people like us who try to complicate it because we have different views about it. We are not recognizing the fact that there might be issues, but they coexist. They live together.
Yes.
When the flood happens or any disaster happens, they move together. Then they come back together. If they want to do a farmers movement, all of them will get up and do something. So it's already a community. Okay, we're not building community. We are just recognizing this as a community.
Right.
And all across, if you see, this is the village. In the city, it is the community of do-gooders. All those people who organize these collection drives and camps and awareness campaigns. That's also a community.
The purpose of asking that question was we're also looking at the role of community in promoting education equity. We want community to be more connected with schools. Can you share some light on how can we do that? What are your thoughts around it?
I think a large number of people, in my opinion, because we also run a massive education program, and our understanding, large number of people are not able to understand the value of education even today. Right? It's not about some of the defunct schools and all that, but when they see that how one of the kid really struggled and did 12th standard or graduation, but the person is still standing on a labor chalk, it disconnects. But people need to understand, and I think our role when we want to engage community in this education equity and all, is that when we start communicating that education is not just about job.
Yes.
Okay. Right now, it's a very narrow definition or the usage of education. I mean, if you're studying, it's because of job. So like Uttarakhand, you have to pass 10th or 12th grade because you will get a job in army. The day we are successful in telling the world that education is not just about job, I think the communities will be much, much more involved. Right now, that's the single parameter for people, that if you study and you don't get a job, you think there's no use. Why should I spend so much time, money, energy in this?
I agree. There has to be a broader perspective around education that is missing right now.
It widens up your horizon. I think education also makes you a better person. It's not guaranteed, fine. I mean, I always say कि पढ़ा लिखा इंसान समझदार होता है, ये कोई guarantee नहीं है. But it gives you maybe some better exposure, more exposure. You have a chance to become a better person. More aware person rather, instead of better, I would say more aware person.
That was quite insightful. We will now just do one segment where you have to go back to your school days. One thing that you really miss from your school days.
My schooling was pretty different. My father was a very upfront government officer, and we were also transferred very frequently. One thing which I always remember, and I want that thing to happen to the entire world, to be honest. A boy in the morning used to come with his father to give milk at our place, right? Because in those days it used to happen in dabba. Fortunately, polythene was not invented. And after a couple of hours, the kid used to come and sit in the school. And we used to study together, eat together, play together. Right? There was nothing like haves and have-nots. There was nothing like a kid of an officer or kid of a milk vendor or something. Right? So I must have heard or learned about haves and have-nots maybe in my 30s. Before that, it was just that. And I believe that one memory or incident has certainly given me a lot. You know, especially the lenses with which I, as an individual, when you see the world, I think that just one incident and realization of that fact has given me a lot of insights or lenses. And what I miss is, of course, a lot of these outdoor games,
Right.
and literally just love to be out, hardly in the class time, which is a rare phenomena these days. And even if I see, even in the villages now, I see, even if you're playing on your mobile.
Yeah, that sense of playing in the open, staying at field is missing. But it is required.
It is required, 100%.
It is fun, yes. So my last question to you is, what is your one hope for the future of children of our country?
I often think about it, and I think it's a very fortunately a lot of work is happening, but a lot more needs to be done. And I always feel a large number of people who are working with kids need to come out of this pedagogy on education and all that. I mean, education can only be one part of the kid's life. It is not equal to life. So kid is not equal to education. So there is hope, huge hope, but hope is when many of us actually correct the way we are doing. Very simple.
That was really interesting and insightful.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for joining us here today.
Pleasure. My pleasure. And thank you for organizing such a beautiful forum. I had good 2 days. So,
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
We are glad that InvokED as a platform is helping people connect and interact on issues that are important.
absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. And thank you to our audience for tuning in. Stay connected, keep the dialogue going. See you in the next episode of Up Close and Personal Season 2.